Hello and welcome to another Nordic Takedown Star Wars Unlimited podcast. We are here at episode 105. You are joined here today by me, I'm so humble, or Adam, and
Victor?
or Victor.
Just Victor.
Just-
Nothing else.
just-
I'm too old for that shit, mate.
yeah, having cool gamer tags. No, that's not for you. Today we're gonna have I think we said there was gonna be a collab episode coming this week. That is postponed due to sickness, so that's why we are having a goodbye episode instead for Secrets of Power meta and for the one to three cards, basically. So that's what we have in store for you in this pod. We had a similar one in the end of Twilight, which you
Yeah.
and I actually really enjoyed doing. So
Yeah. That's
it's,
pretty much exactly 1 year ago.
yeah, it is actually. Yeah, that's when we were like looking for that. That's when we had like at the time, or maybe still, in my opinion, the best meta of Svu, because we came from like in set 1 and 2, it was kind of slim, the meta, and set 3 had just like grown out to have like 6-7 decks in the meta. Obviously now we're very accustomed to having like 10 to 15 decks in the meta that can win stuff, but at that time that was like we have 4 decks that competes and some outsiders. Like, this is insane.
Yeah, it felt really big back then.
Yeah. So we were really hyped about that meta and the leaders that brought. But we're also, I'm going to jump into it a little bit, like in the same position as that time. I think maybe the meta has been good, but the set was not that impactful.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird, isn't it? Secrets of Power feels like it just came and went
Yeah.
in a way. And that makes no sense when you look at the cards. Like,
Yeah.
we have some huge bombs in that set. We've got Queen Amidala, we got Karis Nemec, we got struggle to remember all of them now, but there's some actual bombs in that set. We got the plot mechanic, which we've talked extensively on what we think about, but it is definitely a mechanic that is played. You know, it is making its way into decks, and it has been since it was released. So the fact that it feels like it hasn't had such a huge impact is really baffling to me. But that's how it feels to me.
Do you know why? I know.
I have theories.
Yeah.
I do.
I think it's a testimony to how important like the leaders are for the feeling of the game.
Yeah.
Because the leaders did not come anywhere. Like only Sabe.
I guess Palpatine has seen a fair amount of play.
A little bit, yeah. Sabe and Palpatine a little bit, but when you look at what is winning the tournaments for the most part, reaching the top, it's basically an extension of the post force throw ban meta.
Yes.
It's with some tweaks, and then you're just adding some stuff. I think that's why we feel like, even though Queen Amidala and Karis Nemec had some great impacts.
Yeah.
Well, you can debate great. Some people don't like Karis Nemec, like Thor.
Yeah.
But they're definitely, or Faith in Your Friends for on Yellow. But the meta still feels like it hasn't really changed since the Force Throw ban.
Right.
So, but before we deep dive in that, let's do the Cantina catch up, so Jonah don't get disappointed.
Yes, we should.
What have you been up to, Victor? We also promised to have more updates about your upcoming things. So let's start with that. What have you been up to?
So I've obviously been testing a ton for the upcoming things, especially, of course, the Nexus Invitational. That's not this weekend, but the weekend after that. So yeah, that's been taking a lot of time. But I did play a online store championship, Blue Milk Gaming. Some of the guys from Late Night Gaming has a sort of content creation channel, Discord, whatnot, and they run this online locals for people that have hard time attending locals, and so you can just have a locals once a week online. And then they felt like, of course, we're going to have a store showdown for this. So they had their store showdown yesterday, and I played in that. It was great fun. Probably the most casual store showdown I've ever gone to. Given that it is even more amazing because also some of the best players I know of were attending. Some really good players were at that.
Maybe some of the really good players don't care too much about showdowns. They care more about sectors.
I think that's definitely the case and
Yeah.
what happened yesterday. But it was great fun, and yeah, did not do as well as I was hoping. Oh, it was a Secrets of Power showdown, but it was played with post rotation decks, so it
Oh
was
yeah,
really
yeah.
good
You
for my
you
testing.
won Amidalas, but you could play
Yeah,
with the post rotation.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you didn't win Amidalas. It
No, I
sounded
did
like.
not win Amadeus. I did not. But I think I did fairly well. I only lost in the mirror to the guy that eventually won, and then I lost to some really good players. A Portuguese guy that came in, he was unbeaten through Swiss until the final like King of Swiss match, and then I lost one game to Spags, a really good player. He used to play Netrunner back in the day. Was
Hmm.
probably one of the best Netrunner players back in the day, and was a really good player in Svu. So I don't feel ashamed of my losses. It was nice. Yeah, that's kind
Uh,
of what I've been up to. What have you been up to, Adam?
Again, not too much. Just practicing for the Cantina Brawl. That's more or less it. We I think we're doing some stuff in Enigma, some changes. I'm not sure how much that is actually uh, out there, but I think everyone knows that team has joined KTOD, so we are looking at things there. Um, like nothing strange.
You got a
Um,
new member, right?
yes, we do. I was not really sure if it was announced yet by Thork,
Oh yeah,
so but
it's
it's okay.
announced.
So, Sobek has joined
Yes,
Team Enigma. Um, Obviously, he's if people have checked a lot, he's very good. He's
it's
been
very good.
he's been like forcing the Thrawn DV in multiple tournaments and just made it through. I think it was in the regionals in Bilbao that he went undefeated, uh, like but still didn't make top 8 because there was some draws, something like that. But he's a really good control player from Poland, so now we have our third Polish player in the team. Why not stack them with the best nation we got, you know, in Europe, or
Yeah,
probably in
in the
the world?
world,
Yeah,
I'd say.
probably. The US could get close, but that's basically because they have like 6 times the players than Poland.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I
so
think per capita, it
yeah,
is insane the
yes,
level of play in Poland. Like,
yes,
there's so many, so incredibly good players from that scene.
yeah. So now we added our third, so that's a good addition. Also, he's a control player, so it's good for Thork, you know, to have a friend.
He felt lonely, didn't he?
Yeah, like we are not really like we have like Sip, Beton, and Al all
Mhm.
loves the aggro,
Yeah.
more or less. And Dylan is also he's jumping around, but he's played a lot of Sabine,
Mhm.
and I am purely I purely like mid
You're
range,
you're a
um,
mid-range king.
even though I dip my toes into a boss blue once in a while. It could be fun. I do some aggro, but um, so I think that's good for the team. So that's about it, kind
Mhm.
of it. And not gonna say too much about what I'm playing before the
Before the
Cantina
brawl.
Brawl.
Yeah.
Um, but I think it's gonna be fun. It's a few decks. It's between. It's kind of also like it's gonna be a very different tournament because nobody will have time to buy cards from
Yeah,
card
I know.
market. Uh,
Yeah.
I have my suspicion that we will see a lot of space pilots in the Katina
There's a
Brawl.
fair chance of that happening.
Not necessarily because everyone wants to play it, but because that's what they got.
Yeah.
But I hope not, because that's not
Not your
fun.
favorite, is it?
Not the most fun gameplay you can have.
Yeah.
Running into the next space after the next. Uh, Probably will be some like new random stuff that people are going up with as well, since it's so new. Um, and hopefully, like the Nexus Invitational won't affect it too much, because I want it to be fresh.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's
I mean,
just one
that
week, so they
is
might not be able to buy the card in time.
right. Exactly. But that is the very first big tournament. It is on release weekend, so I'm sure people will look to it. It'll be a
Yeah.
nice stream. I'll be joining the stream for the Nexus Open, on like the open part, which is taking place on the Saturday, and then on the
All right.
Sunday,
Right. Yeah.
the big invitational tournament will take place.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'll be playing in that one. And once I'm out of it, I might join the cast again.
No, you're supposed to win it.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot.
Or you can scoop to Wade.
Yeah,
That's still okay.
yeah,
You can
that
have
makes
a
sense.
back hurt. Um,
Mhm, mhm.
um,
Yeah, sure.
yeah. Um, I guess we should address a little bit. Like there was a small thing. We're not gonna make a
Yeah,
major thing of it. Bobby Sapphire, Mike Yem won another sector. I
yeah,
think
he's
it's his
third.
third. Uh,
Another regional.
oh yeah, this is regional. So first
Yeah,
regional
his
win.
first regional.
So,
He's won 2 sectors. I
yeah,
think that's how it goes.
I think so. Yeah, because he's won one regional limited now, one sector limited, and one premier limited.
I think that's how it
I'm
goes.
pretty
Yeah,
sure that's how it is.
yeah, yeah,
There was caught on stream that
mm,
he mispaid for a card.
yeah, yeah,
It should cost 6, paid 5. It was a little bit poorly addressed. People
yeah.
thought like it's been maybe gone under the radar a little bit because KTOD is so big, so people don't want to make a big fuss about it. I and I Some people say that some of the top players in general are very quick to judge other people for
Mm,
making these when they do these mistakes, like that's clearly cheating.
mm.
Like, but now when it's starting happening to these famous people, then they no, everyone can make mistakes.
Mm,
So
mm.
maybe what do you take of this? Should we be more lenient with everybody, or is do you think he gets a little bit less flack because he's Bobby Sapphire from KTOD?
I've always advocated for being lenient on everybody as
Yeah,
long as it is a reasonable. When you think it is unintentional, I
yeah,
like to be lenient, whether or not it's a famous person or not. I couldn't care less whether it was Bobby Sapphire or someone else. But when you get to like rules sharking and stuff like
yeah,
that, I'm much less inclined to be lenient about it. However, that's harder because you can't really enforce. It's much harder to enforce rules sharking.
yeah.
So the
Because that's
kind
not really technically breaking rules. Yeah,
exactly. So if you're looking at the sort of stuff that happened to Betten in Milan,
yeah,
I feel that it's well deserved to be a little bit on that. But then again, even then, I was arguing for a somewhat leniency because the guy was really young,
yeah. It was
and they like. I'm generally speaking, I tend to believe that people are not acting in bad faith,
yeah,
and I think in this particular case, I watched the stream and I've read Bobby Sapphire's answer to it, and I'm I have a hard time seeing that this was intentional. I'm very convinced it was unintentional. What my criticism here comes from not what happened. I don't think anything needs to change in terms of what happened. I do believe they should have addressed it, and
yeah,
I think that they've gotten into a position where it's really, really hard for them to address this publicly, because that will just stir the pot. Like, it'll become a big thing. Like right now, everyone agrees kind of that, yeah, every like major content creator and everyone else agrees that, yeah, it was a mistake and it's hard to do anything about afterwards.
Yeah,
If they address it, it becomes a topic where everyone needs to talk about it, like you and
yeah,
me are doing right now. And I don't think it would be a bad thing for the game if everyone were talking about it, but I can understand that KTOD doesn't want it.
yeah.
So,
They don't want to have that. They already had. There was a massive talk with the Ophir
mm,
Alex thing, and that's
yeah,
also KTOD.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's completely different because that is like an obvious. There's a clear choice, and there's a
yeah.
clear like, how do you interpret this? Like,
There's no
it's not a
mistake
mistake.
being
Yeah,
made. No,
no mistake made there.
no,
Is but here I think, as you said, I think there is maybe the best interest for KQT to just shut up about it.
yeah,
But as you said, like for the community, like it needs to be talked about because it's just so rough for people. Like they want everyone to be judged the same,
yeah,
and I think it's probably a mistake. It usually is. Like some cards in your head, sometimes you just feel this one costs 5.
yeah,
Like especially in Seal, I'm thinking it might be that. Like obviously there is a chance, like he felt he was screwed and he just gambled. Like there is that chance. Like we
sure.
can't know, but
Yeah.
I don't like. There was also some people that went out after the judge
Yeah,
for missing it.
that I do not like, and this is why I want it talked about.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. I'm gonna just gonna because you're going to rant, so I'm gonna start. Uh,
Go ahead.
um, I think it's not like obnoxious, like what's happening. This thing with the judge, it's really not okay to go hard on that person. It's trying its best, but I do think from someone who's been sitting on stream quite a few times, and I myself has noticed someone doing something wrong and had to go to tell the judges in a major tournament. There is something to be said that the judges that sit on these might should have more focus on some of the basic stuff of the game. Like, is the are you paying for your resources right? Are you tapping them up? Are you drawing the right amount of cards? Are you not fiddling with your cards more than maybe? Oh, does that interaction work like that?
Yeah,
Because most of the times the players kind of know it,
yeah,
and it's good that they do that, but sometimes it feels like they focus much on that, and most of the times when they point something out, it's like, no, that was the correct thing, and then these small like easy things slip by because it should be easy to see, oh, you paid 5 for a 6 cost card.
yeah. No, yeah. You don't make mistakes on the tricky parts.
Yeah.
Those are the ones you're focused on. Those
Yes.
are not going to be mistakes.
No.
You make mistakes on this kind of thing.
And I do think that if a judge was there and caught it happening, uh, or like it was caught it late, like if they caught it right away, then it would be so much better. You just
Yeah,
take it back. If it would have been that someone had come and told them this happened, and they saw it like 2 rounds after, I think that should have led to a game loss
mm,
because like it's still your responsibility to play right.
yeah,
That's like how I feel like like you still have a responsibility to play right and pay right. I feel like that's less on your opponent to make sure you counted your resources correctly. Um, since it didn't get catched, there's nothing to do. But I feel like it should warrant like a warning because it's sloppy.
yeah,
Uh, Even though it's a mistake, it's sloppy, and like we want people to be not sloppy as much as they can, even though like it's tiresome, and that's a part of the game.
yeah.
Uh, now let's go, Victor.
It's
I'll
not going to
stop
be
by.
that bad. It's just basically I agree mostly with everything you say. I To clarify, I think that Mike Jem personally has acted correctly here. He's been talking to the guy, the opponent, and they've cleared the air on what happened. The
Yeah.
opponent is actually the person that defended Mike
Yeah.
in the Reddit forums where things did break out a bit. So Mike Jem has done right by the person that it affects the most.
Yeah. And that's
And
good.
that's actually the most important part of it. The second most important part of it would have been to get the conversation out there, because right now there's a little bit brewing, like you said, about like, was it the judge's fault, blah blah blah. And I think it's not the judge's fault that that we don't have the organization where we've got judging to the right level. There aren't They are not specifically trained to do specific things in this. They are trained to act very much the same way as they would act when they're floor judges, to
Yeah.
handle whatever comes up, not to catch things. And they're trying,
Yeah.
but in trying to catch things, there are no specific guidelines, as far as I know, of what to do. And if you're looking at something like football, or whatever game where you have different things, you would have a person doing specifically keeping track of like offside, as a
Yeah.
person specifically keeping track of whatever other thing that comes up. So like we need to have a training program and an idea of what a judge sitting at a table is supposed to do, and that's not on the judge, that
No, no,
is
no.
on the organization.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a thing, and why I want this discussed, partly. And the other thing is, I do think that long term, like right now, it's benefiting KTOD not to talk about this, but I do think long term, if they would address it in a good way, like if you
Yeah.
actually publicly talk about what happened and how you feel about it, and if you do that, I think long term that's going to have a better benefit for KTOD long term, because I do think that mistakes will you can't insure yourself away from mistakes.
No.
There will be more mistakes done. KTOD is one of the most prolific teams in the game. A KTOD player is bound to make a mistake in the future sometime on stream, because they're often on stream, they're often doing well, they're really good players.
Yeah. Yeah.
When that happens, if they have a culture of not addressing it, it's going to get worse every time for them. If they
Yeah.
were to address it now and actually like showed themselves, and everyone seems to agree here. I don't know Mike Jam personally, but people that do, from completely different teams, have all defended him and been on like, no, he's absolutely straight ahead, this must have been a mistake, it's not his style to cheat or do anything purposefully, it must have been a mistake. And I believe these people. So show the rest of us that Mike Gem, talk to that specific thing, show people who you are in this, and I think long term that would be more beneficial for them and for the game, because then we would have a serious discussion about the problem of what happens when people make mistakes and
Yeah.
how do we address them.
Cool. Let's leave that. It became
Yep.
longer than I had thought, and that's partially my fault. So
A little bit.
a little bit, yeah. So let's move into the set six. What
Yeah.
did we like and dislike? So start with you, Victor, since you haven't talked enough yet, right?
We have this fan out there who
Yeah,
gets so excited every time we bring up how much we hate pilots and plot. So
yeah,
he's just dying to get to hear us talk about that for a bit more.
yeah, yeah,
No, I mean, I think our dislikes have been well publicly
yeah,
publicized at this point. Instead, I like to talk about what I actually very much liked about
yeah,
Secrets of Power. And I very much liked the Disclose. I
yeah,
think Disclose is an incredible. This has also I've mentioned this many times. I really like Disclose. I hope this will not be a set specific mechanic. I hope this is something they will keep doing, because it's such a good mechanic. And on top of that, I do love that the set has a really good power level. It is it's bringing into the game cards that are actually expensive. They cost money to buy.
Yeah.
Things like Condemn costs a lot of money right now. Charismatic costs a lot of money right now. These are not even legendaries.
No. Yeah.
So it's like bringing rare cards that are really good, and they are on the right track with the legendaries as well. Most of the legendaries are powerful. Well, that's not true, but a fair amount of the legendaries are powerful. Especially they're going to be like many of the legendaries that did not see play because of being in the same slot as other really powerful cards. Uh, Possibly slightly stronger ones. Like Luke is
Yeah.
probably the strongest blue 7 drop in heroic, but these cards that come in now will definitely be able to fill that void when these cards rotate. And I think some of them were almost as powerful as some of the cards in the same slot, but people were just more used to the old ones, maybe, so they kept playing those. That could be it.
I
So
think probably
that's
they
what I like.
were still better. But
Mm,
like
yeah,
now when they rotate out, they will have a new time to shine.
yeah.
Um, yeah, like if I start with the dislikes, it's obviously plot, the mechanic, and we touched a little bit about the leader power level,
Mm,
like in general. Maybe that's gonna work better now when set 1 to 3 rotates out, but I'm not sure how much secrets leaders are still gonna get played, unfortunately. Um,
yeah.
so that's the dislikes. I also like disclose, actually more than I thought. I'm hoping as well, not only for disclose, but that they will start bringing back more of the good mechanics and keep it up in multiple sets. That's just something we really hope for the future, and most people I talk with hopes that for the future. That is not like a few meta players thing. It's just that's what people want. Good things to continue. Obviously, some people think that pilot leader is a good thing, so maybe I should be lucky we don't keep doing that. Let them uh, do more stuff. Uh, Other things with the set, I kind of liked. I liked the tournament being in Tilburg. It was fairly accessible, and Paris easy to get to. Um, and the events was actually held to this bigger event to a good standard. Um, Still disliked some of the location choices of the Nordic PQs, and I might still do for the next set. But and we of course want more. It was a nice discussion in the Swedish Discord that like Sweden that actually almost gets 60 and Denmark as well 70 on their PQs. The one they have, why can't we have another one where like Italy gets 10 and have some of them reaching only 30 or 20? Like, couldn't that warrant like a second one for us? I think that's a good point, um, since it's actually something we enjoy here. We're going to it, and like so yeah, and I do actually think that I was very afraid that the meta was going to be boring. It was actually quite fun to play, even though it felt like an extension. And now I am very tired of Han Solos. Very, very tired of Han Solos. But
Yeah,
competing in the meta was quite fun.
yeah. I
So,
agree.
uh,
More fun than the Legends of the Force meta after Force Throw ban. Like after Force Throw ban, I felt that
yeah,
Legend of the
actually, yeah.
Force was more stale than
Yeah.
what this has been.
Yeah, I would not been playing Kazuda Blue if I thought it was a fun set to play. uh, so yeah, like, and that's a good segue to how was the meta? I thought it was good. How did how did you enjoy it?
No, I don't think it was degenerative in any way. It was uh, it was. Uh, hmm, Let me think. What's say? It was very grindy. It did for large parts of it favor very grindy matches, which is not my favorite play style. But I could find decks rather a deck
Yeah.
that could suit my play style and do pretty well with. And I actually had two decks that I played throughout the meta and enjoyed both of them a lot. Sabe and Gar was really fun to play both of them, and I had fun.
Yeah,
I'd
Gar was
say,
actually all very fun. I spent most part of my first period of the meta just playing Gar.
yeah,
I only played two decks as well, Gar and Talsin instead.
mm,
Uh, but yeah, continue.
yeah. No, it was fun. I had fun, and I think um, maybe at the end with all the Han Solo takeover, when Han Yellow returned, kind of, it kind of got a little bit more oppressive in the way it played. But I didn't completely disengage from it in any way. My guard deck could actually do pretty well into Han. It was a
Yeah,
50-50 matchup. So I think overall, it was a really good meta. I think one of the things that's problematic with the winter meta is the holidays,
yeah, yeah,
which makes the season for the winter meta very compressed. It feels like there's so much happening in these weeks in late January and throughout February. There's so many tournaments and it's all compressed and condensed into such a short time,
yeah,
that makes it a little bit hectic even.
yeah,
So now when we're approaching the very end of it, I'm almost very tired of it, and that I'm usually not tired in that way of it because I think the intensity of it is kind of what's getting to me.
yeah. And you also played an event later. We had like for me the schedule was kind of weird. Like the set released in November early, I think.
Mhm.
Nothing to play at all before January for us
Right.
here in the Nordics. No showdowns, nothing. Like it was a late showdown delayed from Legends of the Forest in Norway. Like that's what we had. And then I had like what was it? It was Stockholm PQ into Tilburg next week after.
Well, I
And
mean, it wasn't in Stockholm.
no, sorry, Linköping,
Linköping.
Linköping PQ into Tilburg the week after, and then I had nothing else to go to.
Yeah.
So I had those 2 weeks, went to Paris as well, like,
Mm,
and that was all in a span of 4 weeks. I had
yeah.
all that was the tournaments I went to, and then I went to a or showdown later. But like this tournament season, as you said, was very compressed, and even though I really enjoyed Tilburg, was really fun.
Mm.
Paris was as fun as it could get with that pool. Like um, the PQ in Linköping was fun, even though the top 8 match was sad and tragic. Like, but the set felt very short for me,
Yeah.
like in a
And
way, but
and
it
in a
also
way,
long.
I yeah, yeah. In a way, that is the exact same feeling I had with the Twilight set as well, because it got in a similar way condensed
Yeah,
to this. So I think that's just to be expected for these winter
yeah,
metas. That
yeah. I
they're
think
probably
that's a
always going
lesson
to
to
be like
take from
this.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and looking back to it now, how it looks, and it might be no, it's pre-releases this coming weekend, so I think all
Hmm.
PQs are done now.
Yeah.
Should be. Um, And according to competitive hub, we have like Han 2 won most uh, titles or
Yeah.
PQs,
Yeah.
20%. Han Yellow, or no, sorry, Han 1, I mean, took almost 20 as well,
Hmm.
catched up. And then Yoda almost 20% as well. Like they are, of
And
course,
then you
in
have
Yoda's case, it's only DV except
yeah,
one
yeah,
deck.
yeah,
I mean, Han 2 and Han 1 has some spread.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but those three like leaders took up like 60% of the wins
yeah.
almost.
You have a fair amount of Piets and even um, forgetting Anakin
Yeah,
that
Anakin and
did
Cad took
and Cad.
7 wins
Cad
actually.
Cad had a moment here in January when
Yeah,
he was doing really really well until Han came along and
yeah, I think
destroyed
it
it.
was a good response to the Han 2 ECL.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Uh, and then like some people would say that, of course, we didn't have a lot of control. The only really successful control deck was Palp Yellow,
Yeah.
if you count that.
Uh,
Like,
I guess Pierre, sorry, the new pulp plotter
yeah,
team was somewhat successful. It did
yeah.
win
It
some.
won. The new Palpatine took 4
Mm,
PQs, and Pulp 1 took 9,
yeah.
obviously in different colors as well.
Hmm.
Um, Something we see with
Kylo
these,
did play for a bit,
yeah,
for a
took
week or
3,
two, where Kylo DV
yeah,
and
3 Kylo
was
DV
doing
wins. Like, this down to these 1 to 2%.
well. Mm,
Uh,
yeah,
but what we have kind of can see here, and we have seen in multiple metas, that these best leaders, they show up in multiple colors in Star Wars
right.
many
Yeah,
times.
yeah,
It's not like they are locked. Yoda Data Vault here was locked into the Data Vault
mm,
stuff,
yeah,
but Han 2, Han 1, Anakin is now Data Vault, but he's been a blue guy before. We had
right.
Boba once upon a time,
Yeah.
all different colors. Like, it's usually the control decks, they usually get locked. But even Pulp, you could play him yellow or blue, like some played Colossus. Uh,
CAD and back in the day,
Cat was blue.
Quinn
Yeah.
were obviously very locked into Talking Town.
Hmm. But even Cat had the little small Scandinavian period by playing blue.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
to be honest, and Quinlan has been. Some people have done good with ECL.
Hmm.
Uh, so, like, something to be said about when the leaders are good in SVU. They maybe you can. The best way to tackle is just take the same leader but to a different color sometimes.
Yeah,
Uh,
sometimes that's it.
but yeah, like, that was kind of the meta. Like, people complained a lot when Han Yellow in set 3 had like 21% win
Yeah.
rates. Uh, 17 is not there, but it's not that far from on the Yoda, and I don't think he has gotten as much complaint.
I think the difference here is that when Han got his 20% back then,
Yeah.
everyone else was getting like 3, 4, 5%.
There wasn't. Quinlan was fairly high. I think
At the
Quinn.
very last part of it, Quinlan and Django started
Yeah.
getting some. But they were pretty far from Han for most part of this
Yeah.
that meta. They were trailing by a lot
Yeah. The good
for a
part
long
with
time.
this meta is that it has gone in waves. Like,
Yeah.
Anakin out first,
Hmm.
into Yoda, into Han 2,
Hmm.
into Han 1, and I think Han 1 Yellow might have sticked around to pick up on more PQs,
Yeah, yeah.
if it
At
was
the end.
more weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, goodbye to these leaders. Like, this is the top leaders that have won. Like,
Mm.
Yoda Data Vault, Han 2 ECL, Han Yellow, Anakin Data Vault, Cat Tarkin Town, Han 2 Blue, Palp Yellow, Han 1 Tarkin Town, Han 1 Green.
Yeah.
That's all those are rotating out. Then Kylo Data Vault comes as the
Yeah.
peak.
Yeah. He's the top one that's not rotating here.
Yeah, him and Pulp,
Yeah.
new Pulp Data Vault, they
New
both have
part.
3.
Yeah.
So that means a massive change. Like,
Yep.
uh,
Certainly will.
and that's
Um,
welcomed, I think.
I do think so. I think like having been testing quite extensively for a while now with the new set, I do enjoy it. I do
Yeah.
enjoy the testing part, trying to figure things out, trying to predict what's going to happen here. It's a lot of fun.
Another fun fact: the only leader in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the top 10 leaders that made top 8 the most
Mm.
is Piet.
Yeah,
He didn't win much, but he actually could go quite far in many tournaments.
yeah.
But, like, yeah, I think it's good. It's good to
To
see
have the
something new.
rotation here, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's very welcome, and I think that's the feeling most people have.
yeah,
And even though we enjoyed the SEC meta, it doesn't. It's always for me. It's always a good thing to get this change, to get into something new that feels so good.
yeah. And that's what I like with this game, that it has the 4 month
Mm,
cycle and not 3, because I
yeah,
think you can actually be feeling a little bit full in the end and be very excited for the new set. When there is
hmm,
these 3 months of releases, like, come on, I'm just getting into this. Like,
Yeah.
just started enjoying it, and now it's a new release. Um,
Yep.
I think the 4 month cycle is perfect on
Yeah,
spot.
yeah, I agree. It's really good. I wish there was some way to mitigate this compression of the third one each year, the winter meta.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Uh, but I don't really see how.
How? Yeah,
Maybe some kind of getting nah. It is what it is. It's going to be what
yeah.
it is.
It is what it is. Yeah. And then for the last part, we're going to talk a little bit, say goodbye to set 1 and 3. Obviously, you can play that in Twin Suns and Eternal in the future. The Nordic countries, however, did not get an internal, so just Twin Suns for us.
Yep.
Um,
I mean,
are we missing
doesn't
it?
stop anyone from playing it,
No,
and
no, no,
doesn't
no.
stop anyone from playing it. Like
In
there could be
tournaments, yeah,
showdowns
yeah.
with the Eternal. There could be just regular store
True,
weekly
true.
tournaments and stuff. So I very much welcome another format as well. I don't know whether or not I love the Eternal format right now, but I'm definitely going to try it.
Yeah, you have closer to a local to try it in, so yeah. uh, but yeah, like say when we're saying goodbye to these cards, like I think we both agree that we are not gonna miss it that much now. Like the meta we have, we want something new. But
Yeah.
is there something that you really miss? Like, are you gonna really miss having overwhelming barrage?
I mean, yes and no. Overwhelming Barrage when I'm the one playing it feels really good.
Yeah, yeah,
And Overwhelming Barrage when someone else plays it into me feels really shitty.
yeah.
So yeah, no, that's not the card that I'm going to miss. ECL is. ECL is certainly a card I'm going to miss. I'm going to miss it severely because I love that card and I love what it does for deck building and I'm just I'm not having that kind of ability available to me in testing now. It makes me have to shift so much. I'm mostly played ECL decks
Yeah.
throughout this since the game launched. That has been my absolute go-to in any villainous or heroic. I've been looking for decks that I can utilize ECL in a good way for, and losing it means I have to adapt my play style. That is obviously not bad in of itself, but I am going to miss it.
Personally, what I'm gonna miss is the smuggle mechanic.
Mm,
Even
yeah.
though in many of the latest decks it hasn't been that prevalent, but like I've been playing some decks and was like, would have been cool to have a Cassian here. That would be like the deck would have been a lot more consistent, a lot more fun, or
Yeah.
like a tech,
Yeah.
like just having some smuggles, or like in Gar having one or two of the or in Talsin for that matter. What's this? The lone
Long
pike,
pike.
lone pike,
Long
in
pike.
yeah,
Yeah. The four
like
six.
yes, like for 5, getting in there when the cards are getting low, uh, like that I'm gonna miss, and I'm also, I think I'm really gonna miss playing Luke Skywalker on 7. Like that is a nasty boy. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, also, but we didn't really get to play it this set anyway, so we've always said goodbye to it. But I loved slamming crate dragons. Just lock the game. See, here's my
Mhm.
crate.
Yeah. What are you
Uh,
gonna do?
yeah, what are you gonna do? And like actually having sometimes there was some of the most fun games where like when someone slammed the crate on you and you
You
you,
had
you
the
you
answer.
had some answers, you trickled it out and they're like, huh,
Mm.
that's not
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. Crate was definitely a card that I liked how it worked mechanically.
So I think that we have some, we've had some very core and cool cards that are going to be missed. I do think it's going to be weird not playing in a world with Power of the Dark Side or Merciless Contents. Like I don't have to worry about my turn one play. Don't have
Yeah.
to hit with it the first thing I do. Like there is
I
some
still
stuff.
find myself trying like no, I don't have to play around it, but
Yeah,
it's blue green villain. But no, Victor, you
yeah.
don't have to play around it.
Oh, we need to have the super laser technician. Like, what? Uh, so like, I there is some cards that we are going to miss. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
The meta will.
yeah.
There will be some decks that is like, why can't I answer this? Like, oh, because all the good cards are gone. Like, uh, there will be those feelings, I think.
Mhm.
But yeah, like, probably, and I'm gonna miss Anakin Skywalker, the leader. Yeah,
Yeah,
that guy. Um, to be fair, Anakin Blue, it was hard to play the last half year.
yeah,
uh,
yeah,
but like, if I got to keep one leader, I would pick him
yeah,
to survive. I think that he's the most fun um, leader, and he's the ultimate mid-range leader. Like,
yeah, yeah.
value trading on board. Like, um even though I didn't get to play him a lot in the end. I'm doing a little bit of a victory lap in the Swedish online league with him.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Uh, just like, because long time no see. But yeah, I think that's what I would miss most, at least. Like, they've already removed my pet from DJ from the set 1-3 in the ban list. So
Wouldn't that be a cause for you to look into Eternal a bit?
not as long as they haven't addressed Django.
Oh,
I,
right, right.
I'm, I can't believe. I do understand why they are not doing a ban list
Hmm.
for Eternal right away, but I cannot see that a leader that completely shit on everything so hard, like, so hard, would not do that in internal when he can do it with anything. Like,
Yeah,
it's not necessarily only the combos that was just for that set. It's just he's busted and he's getting even
yeah,
more things to get busted.
yeah,
And what
yeah.
you've released after is not on the same power level. It's not.
No,
And the only
no.
one that could compete is Boba, but he's a direct counter to Boba. Like,
Hmm. Yeah, very
uh,
much so.
so even if I want to rock my Boba showcase, I'm gonna look like a fool because Django is there tapping me.
Yeah,
Uh,
indeed.
that's I really hope they. But in Eternal, are
Hmm.
they playing 3 decks? Is it that, like, 3 deck ban one thing in Eternal, or do you play
No,
one?
that's trilogy.
That's trilogy. Yeah,
That's trilogy, and trilogy is also an Eternal format
yeah. So
to
if a
be
tournament,
extra confusing.
yeah. So if yeah, it's so confusing because trilogy was a format when you only played set 1 to 3
Yeah,
in Destiny. Like,
yeah,
you only played the block of cards that was coming.
yeah, yeah.
So dumb that they, for us that play Destiny, that they did that. But if they did trilogy in Eternal, then
Hmm.
I with a ban and stuff, I would like
Hmm.
it because then you just ban the Django and then you can play the other
Right,
cool
right.
decks. That would
I, th-
actually
I, th-
work pretty well.
I think they released trilogy format early just to have a test,
Mm.
like a canary, to
Yeah,
to get to see a little bit what happens and how it works, and to have something to fall back on. And they still haven't really gone through what the actual Eternal format, like
yeah,
the one that's called Eternal, is actually going to be like. But I can't imagine that there will be no ban list for it. If they're going to do PQs in it,
yeah. They would have to do
there
one
will eventually
eventually.
be
Yeah,
ban lists
they just
for
don't
it.
have it right now.
Right, right. And I kind of think I understand why not, but I kind of think it would be fun to have trilogy as
Yes,
a competitive format,
because
because I
if
think there's something there for it, and
yeah, like,
especially the team trilogy
yeah,
version, like the 3v3 teams within the trilogy, like deck building rules of trilogy, and of course you don't ban in the
no,
3v3,
yeah,
but you match up the
yeah.
different decks,
I
and I think that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think, but like, in a one versus one scenario, I think I really love the, like, I think that would be the most competitive thing even for Premiere. It's just like
Mm,
too expensive for people to have 3 decks and
yeah,
like hard to practice. It
exactly.
works great in digital, but like in Eternal, those people that play Eternal is probably quite. they have a lot of cards. Like they have
Yeah,
not sold them off. Uh,
exactly.
so I think that could work in that format.
Hmm.
Like with those players that will actually be interested in that kind of tournament.
Yeah,
Um,
no, I agree.
cool. Do you have anything else you want to touch upon uh, about this set or anything?
Now, I mean, I just want to reiterate a couple of things. And the most important one is I really, really want them to have, like, I'm really excited about having many formats, and I want them to support all of these formats. So, um, Eternal coming in now, it's going to be great. We have Limited, which is for most sets really good. I didn't like Limited in Legends of the Force that much, but it's been really good in most sets. I did not.
I would say Legends of Wars was much better to play sealed in than Secrets of Power,
I mean, you get a
and the
lot of,
stats looks backs that up.
yeah. So here's the thing. I I understand the diversity issue here,
Yeah.
but it is nowhere near as bad as it was back in Twilight.
No, no, no,
Uh,
no.
and
Might be
uh,
similar.
I
We didn't have
no,
sectors in Twilight. That would be an
yeah,
interesting thing.
yeah. But what I think is important is it's, even though there are a lot of mirrors, I
Yeah,
think it's fun to play. Like the play style has been fun for Secrets of Powers, whereas the very sluggish kind of play style that you had in Legends of the Force, I didn't like. Even though it was probably more balanced,
yeah.
I agree, but I
I
didn't
like
like the.
sluggish play, so
I
yeah.
don't like the grindy
But I
sluggish
do
things.
think that Secrets of Power was probably a fairly good draft set.
Mm, yeah,
Maybe better than Legends of the Force. Could possibly be. Uh, we don't really know about this upcoming set. I do think there is a chance that Chewie is busted in limited.
yeah, it
Like,
could
how
be.
are you gonna kill that boy coming out
In
there?
limited, he can be tough. I
Yeah,
think. I do think, but he's not free. Like
no,
he costs
yeah,
4, so he's, instead of playing another 4 drop.
yeah, that's true. But it's a very
Uh,
big unit coming out.
it is a very big boy coming out. Yeah, I
Like
know. And you
Sabine
don't have to
comes
draw
out
it
there
even.
with a 2-5, and you're like, that's nasty. Hello,
Yeah,
I'm a 5-6.
yeah, yeah.
Like Sentinels, I guess, but you don't always get Sentinels in limited, so
No, no.
that's gonna be
Nah, yeah.
interesting.
I think it's going to be really interesting. I haven't actually given as much thought to limited in law as I
No,
usually
makes
do.
sense because you are
Yeah,
going to Nexus Invitational.
yeah.
I
I've been
think you're
doing.
using your priorities right.
Yeah, I've been working on Premier decks in a way. I can't remember working this hard with a new set before it's released, other than Galactics,
Yeah.
when I was working on that. So yeah,
Uh, and lastly, we have touched upon it, but we're gonna shout out the mm, Cantina Brawl 4 at
yeah,
Monotosh, the 21st of March. Then
hmm,
we're gonna shout out the Malmö Open Qualifier second part, like,
yeah.
uh, and that's the 14th of April or 11th of April.
Let me see. Pre-qualifiers 11th of April. Yes.
11th of April, yeah, in
Mm,
Malmö.
hmm.
It's gonna be.
Yeah,
Uh, those are the
the
two.
most closely
Yeah.
upcoming tournaments.
For,
Uh,
for the rest
we
of
also
us,
have the PQs announced now, but
yeah,
they're all the way, and there are
May.
no
Yeah, we
PQs
covered that
until
last
May.
episode, and that's like May.
Yeah,
Like for us in the Nordics, like the official events, it's all in May. Like
yeah,
all PQs and the sectors and the regional, all is in the May. So
yeah.
not a lot of spread for
Nope.
for us in the Nordics. Hopefully, it's gonna be a little sweeter spread for set 8.
Yeah.
Uh, just like on dates, I feel like,
Mm, mm.
so we can enjoy the whole set a little bit more. I guess it's going to be quite easy for stores to book in their store showdowns. Yeah, just do it in April.
Yeah, yeah.
Or June,
They've got
April or
plenty of time.
June. That's
And in a way, I guess, because it's been a little bit backwards sometimes, where you've got the PQs before the store
yeah,
showdowns, and concentrating the PQs to May. makes it easier to get the Thor showdowns in April, and then you've got March for
Yeah.
the pre-releases and for like non-official tournaments. So I guess that's fun.
Hmm. I agree. And I think that's it for this episode. We are hoping that next episode is going to be the collab episode
Yeah,
with Always Tell Me the Odds. But we are making no promises here. Uh,
this one has been postponed a bit.
yes. Uh, but thank everyone for listening. And thank you, Victor, for joining me this evening. Or, yeah, evening. Uh,
Yeah,
and see you all next week.
have a good one.